Pakistan is a hostage today, a helpless and frightened hostage. Their cities have been overrun by Islamists. Their policemen are being killed on the streets. It's been like this for 8 days. Total lawlessness and violence. Who's responsible? One banned Islamist group, the TLP or the tehreek-i-labbaik. What is Imran Khan's government doing? Well, it depends on who you ask. The National Security Advisor is talking tough. He says the TLP has crossed a red line. He says the state's patience is running out. So is the government going to crack down on them? Not yet. Earlier today, Pakistan's National Security Council was convened. The consensus was not on crackdown, it was on talks. Pakistan's Interior Minister says the door for discussion is always open. Listen in.
हमने मुज़ाकरात के दरवाजे भी बंद नहीं किए, लेकिन रियासत की रिट को भी जो वो कायम रखना है। हमने लोगों की जान और माल की हिफाजत करनी है, लोगों की प्रॉपर्टी की हिफाजत करनी है और इस मुल्क को हमारी ख्वाहिश है कि मामलात खुशअस्लूबी से तय हो जाएं।
Well, talks are good, but it depends on who you're talking to and what they're demanding. Let me tell you what the TLP is asking for. They want 4 main things. 1 is the release of their leader, Saad Rizvi. 2, a ban on French imports and goods. 3, expulsion of the French ambassador. And 4, reversing the ban on TLP. I still can't believe that Pakistan is debating this. In most countries, these demands are a non-starter. If you expel the French ambassador, you're picking a fight with the European Union, and that's a no contest. The EU is Pakistan's second most important trading partner. It makes up 14% of Pakistan's trade. It buys 28% of their exports. In contrast, Pakistan is the EU's 42nd largest trading partner, 4-2. You do the maths here. Who needs whom? So why is Islamabad risking such a vital relationship? Because the government has no choice. The TLP is not some fringe group. They have tens of thousands of supporters, and right now they're besieging Pakistani cities. The protesters have reached Gujranwala, that's 80 kilometers from Lahore, 220 kilometers from Islamabad. They've also blocked the motorway connecting Lahore to Rawalpindi. Is no one stopping these extremists/protesters in Pakistan? Well, they tried, but it did not end well. At least 19 people have died during these protests. 11 TLP supporters and 8 policemen. 400 others have been injured, 400 people. This is by no means a peaceful protest. This is a hostage crisis. On Wednesday, 3 cops were shot dead with Kalashnikovs. It's a recipe for disaster and terror. Rifles, Islamists, and a cowering government. As the violence spread, Imran Khan changed strategy. He called off his policemen. His new priority is to defend his castle, Islamabad. The government says the long march can continue, but the protesters cannot enter the capital. If they try to, the Pakistani army will respond. Here's what Federal Minister Fawad Chaudhry said, and I'm quoting from his statement. The cabinet has decided to treat TLP as a militant organization, and it will be crushed as other such groups have been eliminated. The Pakistani state has defeated major terrorist organizations such as Al-Qaeda. Except they haven't. Al-Qaeda chief Osama bin Laden, remember, was the Pakistani army's neighbor. His successor lives in the Pak-Afghan border. Pakistan does not defeat terrorists. It sponsors them. And this is the result. Banned Islamists marching freely on the streets, holding the government hostage and killing policemen at will. They realize that Imran Khan is on the back foot. So they're not satisfied with small concessions. For example, on Monday, the government made 2 promises. 1 is that 350 TLP supporters would be released from jail, and 2, their leader Saad Rizvi would be gradually freed. The government gave in, but the protesters want more. They want revenge against France. And what's worse, the government is indulging them. Imran Khan is taking this matter to parliament. Pakistani lawmakers will vote on expelling the French ambassador from Pakistan. This is called a diplomatic suicide. It's a dangerous precedent, even by Pakistan standards, we say. When extremists march on your streets, you round them up. When protesters kill your policemen, you arrest them at the very least. You don't invite them for peace talks. This is the TLP's 7th long march to Islamabad. Each time the government surrendered to them, the score is TLP 7, the Pakistani state 0. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.